Hi, it's Jim with Skyrocket Radio, and this is an overview of the update to our popular AI Content Helper Pro. Now, all of our Skyrocket Radio websites come with the free version of the AI Content Helper. And what that is right down here at the bottom below the post editing space, you have the Content Helper. And what this does is it allows you to generate content directly within the website editing space. You don't have to go to ChatGPT or some other AI tool and then copy and then paste that information into the website. It happens right here. You also have an image helper and an RSS rewriter. We'll get to those in just a moment, but the free version will have those kind of grayed out, and whenever you click on them, just have an overview of what those tools do. That's basically where the free version stops. And this is the pro version overview. And we've just went through a major overhaul and update for this pro version. And I'm excited to tell you about it. First, let's kind of go through what each part of the AI Content Helper does. Now, it's an AI Content Helper. We named it specifically as a helper because it is not a AI content doer. So in anything that is generated here, you'll more than likely have to tweak or look over, read, ensure that it's in your voice, in the station voice, and aligns with everything that your station is about. So what we can do here, just one of the things that we can do with this is I'm going to copy this prompt that I have over here so I'm not writing this out, and write a news article about winter driving safety in Memphis. Or this could be your town, or this could be about anything that's going on in your local area. More of like evergreen content. It can help you write news that is happening right now, make that news a whole lot better. So your news person can, come in here, paste in their news story that they actually read on air, and then they can use the AI content helpers to make it better or longer or just expound on different things. All of that is possible with this tool. But for this example, write a news article about winter driving safety in Memphis and click generate content. And then it goes to work on generating that content here in the background. And while it does that, again, we're going to have to edit it in some form or fashion. We're going to read through every word to ensure that it's in something that we would actually write ourselves for the station website. And it's going to take a little while here. Sometimes it adds the title up here at the top. Sometimes it doesn't. What you can do is you can copy and paste that out. I'm just going to remove it. But I'm going to go through here and I'm going to make things bold. All right. And let's say down here at the bottom, I want to take this right here and I want to make it more concise. Now, I have selected it in the editing pane right here. I can come down here and say, make this more concise. All right. And it helps if I spell it right, concise. And since I have something selected, it becomes part of the prompt. So generate content. And now it's made that a little bit more concise. All right. I can do that with the entire, I can select the entire portion right here and then rewrite in the voice of Dr. Seuss. All right. Generate content. And again, since I have selected it within the editor, it will now use that as a part of the prompt, and now it will rewrite it in the voice of Dr. Seuss. All right. So there you go. And I can come in through here. I can edit things and make things bold. And all right. So there we go. Now, like I say, sometimes it generates a title up here at the very top. When it doesn't, you can come down here and select generate title. What it will do is it will read the content and then it will add a title based on that content. Of course, if you do something like this right here and you change the title, maybe after it's been saved or something like that, you'll want to go in, erase that, and just click OK, and it will regenerate that permalink correctly. Now, I can come into Image Helper and generate an image for this. Yes, you could, of course, copy and paste the content from a ChatGPT or some other AI content tool, but again, you are copying and pasting. This is basically a couple clicks and a prompt. With the image generator, I'm going to generate an image prompt based on this content up here. So I don't have to come up with that myself. And then a winter scene in Memphis, light dusting of snow covering the cityscape. All right. Sometimes it gets a little wordy. I'm going to take this out. And so generate images. Now, yes, I could go into a DALL-E or Midjourney or Leonardo to create images, but those images are going to be, they're going to be either square or 16 by 9 or 5 by 3, some sort of image format. And they're going to be very, very large images, sometimes over 1,000 pixels wide or tall. So that means you're going to have to bring them into Photoshop or some image editor to make them small. On our websites, we recommend that all images are maintain a consistent size. All professional news organizations do that, of 800 by 500 pixels. You do not have to edit these images within this AI image helper because all of the images it generates are 800 by 500, and they're optimized to a WebP format. PNG files, for example, are 3 to 4 times larger in file size, same dimensions, but file size as JPEGs. WebP images are 3 to 4 times smaller than JPEGs, same size, same width and height or whatever. So WebP images are going to make your website load a whole lot faster, especially if you have a lot of images, let's say on a news homepage. All right, so we'll pick one of these images. We can, if we don't like any of these, let's say we like this image, we're going to save it to the library, but it's not good enough to be the featured image. So let's generate more images. We'll just click generate images again, and we can go through the entire process. It's taking this up here and then generating images. Now, if I wanted to save this one as the featured image, we'll save that as featured. It's saved to the media library. All of this information right here is saved in the meta. So uh, uh, the alt text and the title text are all this right here. So it's optimized for SEO. It's downsized. It's the correct height and width, and it's saved to a format that is going to load fast on mobile devices and any other devices as well. So basically, all I have to do is click local for the category, and then click publish. And if I go to this link here, you'll see that I even have in the caption AI Content Helper Pro, and I'll show you where to edit that caption a little bit later on, so that all of your images can have something like maybe your station or your company AI stock or something like that. It's totally customizable. And so you see that we have all of our content there. We have the image to go alongside it, and we're good to go. Now, if I wanted to, you also have up here at the very top, you have an AI content helper there as well. And if I come in here, and if I come into and I add a text block, and then come in here, open this up. You see, I have this AI content helper here. So even in your page builder, you have the AI ability. And let's see, let's say I'm writing, write a comprehensive and informative editorial news article about insert your client URL. All right. So you can generate a piece of content based on a website. Yes, you can paste a URL into the prompt, and it will go out, read the website or news article or something else, and then rewrite it, especially for whatever piece of content that you're wanting to create. So it puts that in here. It's going to take a minute. It's a lot of information goes on right there. And then if I wanted to come in here and maybe put this as the title, and right down here, I wanted to add an image. But where's the image helper? There's no image helper, everything down there, but there is one. If you click on add media, there's upload files, media library, and then AI image helper. And here, the 800 by 500 is there automatically. It's saved in a WebP format. It has this prompt that it's going to add to every single image that you create, and I'll show you how to edit that later. But I can come in here and then just say a man typing on a laptop in a coffee shop. All right, generate images, and they're going to be 800 by 500. But wait, I want to make this image square, so I'm going to change this to 500, and then click generate images. So it's 500 by 500. All right, there you go. I'm going to save this one to the library. I'm going to use this image. And you see here, a man typing on a laptop in a coffee shop. The alt text and title text is there. And then the customizable caption AI content helper is there. And then I click insert into page. Now, here I can adjust this around. And so you have the full AI editing capabilities within any text block within the website. This could be in contest. This could be in events, obituaries, anywhere that you have a text editing space, you have the AI ability to add content, or even come in here and edit the content. Let's say you had this on your terms of service page and you wanted to come in and you wanted to revamp it, and so you're using AI to make it sound a whole lot better or more modern. All right, so you come back in here, and like I said, you have the content helper, the image helper, and then the RSS rewriter down here at the bottom. Now what the RSS rewriter does, let's go ahead and click add new post. The RSS rewriter does is, let's say your news team has multiple news other places that they get information from, that they want to maybe put a spin locally about your area, maybe a statewide news piece, but they want to kind of focus it on your local area. So they're still going to all of these other locations to get news, but then they're rewriting that news for your website. They're not copying and pasting because that'd be a copyright violation. Well, this makes that a whole lot easier for them. And if you these websites have an RSS feed, you'll come in here and you'll set that up in the settings, and I'll show you how to do that here in just a minute. But you'll come in here and you'll say, okay, what news article do I want to rewrite? Jackson State Faculty Senate President sues for wrongful termination. All right. And then it has a long image or long post there. I can just click rewrite article. And what it's doing is it's taking that content and it's rewriting it in a unique way. It's automatically kicking out any quotes, because those quotes could have been given directly to that news organization without anybody else around. So obviously, if you included that quote, that would be a copyright violation, right? Because it was not given to anybody else. So it kicks out all quotes, but it uses the information within those quotes as context in order to recreate this article from scratch. And so just give it just a second. It's rewriting that. Oh, here I lost a connection on my local host. So let me refresh this. And there we go. It's quite a lengthy article, so we can maybe select all of this right here, come down to the AI content helper, or we'll actually come to this one right here and say, rewrite to be more concise with key points only. All right. And again, what it's doing is using that as a context. And there you go. So now we have taken the original article, we've rewritten it, and then we've rewritten it again. And all we need to do is go in through here and then just make sure that everything is perfect. And then we'll again come into the AI image helper, generate an image prompt based on that, a tense courtroom, Jackson State University. All right. And generate images. All right. We probably don't want to make any images of actual people mentioned. I know it actually mentions Marcus Thompson here and Senate President. Um, so maybe you want to change the image helper image prompt to be more of what you're looking for, because obviously you do not want to create any images of actual people, celebrities. This image helper will not help you create that, because that can be a that can be a violation as well, because their personal likeness and that sort of thing, all of that, they are all that is all protected. I know you've probably seen AI images on social media of Trump and other things that were AI generated, and for social media, that's fine. This is a company that is actually putting this information out, and then it's used in a commercial process. So any images that you're expecting that would be, stars and country music stars and pop stars and stuff like that, this tool will not create. And if we've actually tooled it to not create any images like that, because that is a an infringement on their privacy. So it will not do that. But still, the RSS rewriter can help you very quickly generate content from other sources that you already are more than likely getting information from. Now, we'll go down here into the AI Content Helper, which is a brand new admin menu. And one of the things that in this new update that we wanted to introduce is autopilots. And this is content, yes, on autopilot. So just to give you an example of one of our autopilots is weather and affirmation. Today's weather forecast is today weather. We've actually created a short code that will list out the weather for today and tonight, or if it's later on in the day, tonight and tomorrow. Summarize the forecast and accompanying it with a positive daily affirmation that ties in nicely. List any temperatures in Fahrenheit. And when you do have some short codes that you can use, like today weather, the date, which is the full date, or today, January 23rd. The post author is, for this one, Jim Sherwood. What it will do is, if you choose right here, use the post author writing style. So let's say I've already written personally several blog posts for this website. It will go back and use my writing style in those previous posts as a writing style for this post. All right. Now I can come up here and I can click disabled to not use my personal writing style and say, write in the voice of Dr. Seuss, or, some motivational speaker or something like that. But we'll leave it as enabled. This post is going to be published every time that it runs. It's going to post to the local category, and it's going to run daily at 9:05 a.m. And if there's an additional image prompt, we'll go ahead and add that here. Let's say there's something, more than likely you will not put anything in here, but let's say the image should always include a clown or a dog or something like that. But if you look, that today's date is the 23rd, so we'll open this up in a new tab just to see what it generated this morning. And this morning, it generated this image automatically. And then right here, beneath the canopy of clear skies, today's weather promises a fresh embrace of tranquility. The temperatures will be reaching a comfortable 49 degrees. We're here in central Mississippi. The gentle caress of the northwesterly winds. As you can see, it gives the weather forecast, and then it gives a affirmation for the day. I am grounded in the present, open to the joys and possibilities that today brings. This affirmation encourages us to bring balance and gratitude in the everyday moments. So this is something that is on autopilot. It's happening every morning. So you may want to come in here and actually test these out, maybe save them as a draft, come in there every morning, and then actually publish them after you review them yourself. And then after a certain amount of time, go ahead and set it to publish. That way, you know it's going to be right. Now, what you can do is over here at the side, you can test the autopilot. So if we click test autopilot, this is not generating a post at all. It's actually just running through all of these, the image prompt, and actually generating a piece of content for the admin here, so you can see the kind of content that it's going to create. As the sun rises, all right, warm glow, high of 49, and then the image prompt that it's going to be sending to the image helper is the clear blue sky, sun shining brightly over serene landscape. That's very, very similar to what it did before. And then the title of it for this morning, it will be that. So it generates all of this on autopilot. Now, some other examples are like right here for radio advertising morning. Create an informative but conversational article about advertising. The article should sound genuine, not AI generated, right? In the style of motivational speakers like John Maxwell, James Clear, Jim Rome, Tony Robbins. The goal is to inform potential advertisers of the benefits of radio advertising, as well as radio advertising best practices. Do not include fictitious stories about businesses, as this would be lying. Feel free to mention one of our stations in the article, but never more than one. Our stations are New Country, and we list out what each one of these stations do. Do not mention any other local stations. Again, you will be caressing this prompt over time to give it more of your feeling. But this one is going to happen every weekday at 9 a.m. And just to kind of give you an idea of what kind of post that this is going to be generating every morning at 9 a.m., we have one for the morning and then one for the afternoon. One for the afternoon kind of gives a little kind of affirmation and kind of outlook for the next day and things to be thinking about at night. And as you can see, if I'm generating 2 of these about radio advertising each and every day, your website will more than likely rank for radio advertising in your area over time based on this content. Obviously, you're going to want to go in here and make sure that it's in your voice, though. And it would be very, very good to, especially for the first few that you are creating, go in there and actually tweak things around so it is in your voice. Because, like I said, it will come back here, use post-author writing style. So after a few that you have written yourself and you have gone in through there and caressed and like, yeah, this sounds like me. What it will do is it will use that in future posts so that they all really more sound like you. So imagine this, you're cruising down the highway, windows down, favorite song, all right? So consider the impact of targeting with stations like New Country 93.3, catering to an audience of 25-54 with the latest country hits. Businesses can tailor their message to resonate with listeners who share their interests and lifestyles. Come down here and talks about the blog, talks about the score, and a vibrant radio studio with DJ and a microphone surrounded by colorful soundproof panels. All right, so it's going to show somebody actually in a studio. So as you can see, autopilots can be very, very engaging, and it's content that's on automatic. We have like a daily Bible verse here, and so create a new international Bible verse of the day. Feature a verse prominently at the start of the post, and then provide a short and engaging Bible study with encouraging words for the day. I mean, this is going to be one that's very difficult to mess up. And so a daily Bible verse with an affirmation that goes along with it and a small study. All right, look at this. Be completely humble and gentle, and be patient, bearing with one another in love, Ephesians 4:2. And then it goes through here. I mean, and this is on automatic. You don't have to post this. You don't have to come up with this. It is on automatic. It is on autopilot. And that's why we named it Autopilot. And actually, you can come in through from the admin here. You click Generate Now. It will actually generate another post based on that. It's not going to affect the schedule. So if I click Generate Now on, let's say, this classic car of the week, and it's generating all of this in the background, it will not affect it will update the post generated here, but it will not affect the Friday post at 4 p.m. All right. And we'll open this up in a new tab. Journey back in time with the 1967 Chevy Impala. I mean, the images that this thing creates are just outstanding. I'm just constantly blown away with this. But you see, you have a classic car of the week that is, and again, it's going to be on automatic. But I recommend that you keep all of these as a draft status until you are absolutely sure. Now, what it will do, the autopilot will go back to the previous post to make sure that it is not generating a post that it already hasn't generated for. So, like the daily Bible verse, it will go back through the last 10 or 20 posts and make sure that it's not doing like this one right here says Philippians 4:7. So it makes sure that it doesn't do Philippians 4:7 twice in a week, or twice in a couple of weeks, or twice in a month. It doesn't do this 1967 Chevy Impala each and every week, multiple times. I have noticed that it loves the 65 Mustang. That's one that it was doing multiple times. So we had to go in there and actually put in, all right, go back, look at the old post, make sure that you don't do the subject of previous posts. So this is this is basically the content autopilots. And I'm very, very anxious. If you come up with some sort of a new autopilot, let us know, because I'd love to include and kind of give a an autopilot, maybe a master list, so that other stations can use. So as you see here, that isn't going to be under these settings here under the AI content helper. You can create a new autopilot. You can go into the content settings, the post type that AI content helper appears on. It's going to be on post, events, listings, on air, recurring events. So each time you will see that AI Content Helper Pro box at the very, very bottom. The model we're using is ChatGPT 4.0, and you can put in some additional hidden context that always appear. Like, we never want our responses to contain emojis. ChatGPT just likes doing that sometimes. Image Helper, all of the images will be 800 by 500 by default. They'll be in the WebP format, compressed at 50%. This AI Content Helper Pro, remember that caption that I told you is customizable? I could put that in here. That could be your station's AI image stock, whatever you wanted it to be. That additional hidden prompt that appears, or that is in context of every image generated, is that epic detailed photograph. I mean, if you wanted all of your images to look like cartoons, you just erase this and put cartoon-like or vector or anything like that. If you wanted to do your own API image, or your image API, you could put that in there. Of course, you could do your own OpenAI ChatGPT API key if you want to. The RSS rewriter feeds. Remember, I told you there was some things going on in the background. Well, we want you to rewrite the provided blog article, the one that you clicked the button on, and write it uniquely while maintaining the key points and essence of the context. Ensure that rewriting is distinctly unique from the original in structure and wording. Include all necessary paragraph tags. Do not include quotes mentioned, but you can use them as a reference. Do not include a title. Discard any sentence referring to this article first appeared on such and such a page, and do not even infer or mention any photos mentioned in the article. And then here are the RSS feeds that you can add. So you'll add another RSS feed. Remember, I told you that you want to have an RSS feed that has full content in it, not just excerpt. Well, if you look here, if I was to pull up this feed in another tab real quick, you'll see that there's not a lot of content in here. But if I pull up the Mississippi Today RSS feed, you'll see that there is actually two places that they have content. They have the description. This is important. Now, description, and then they have the content. So the content looks like it has more information in it than the description. Sometimes the description will only be an excerpt, like the other website does, and then the main content will be in the content section. This is why you have the option to choose content or description. Some websites will have the full content in the description tag rather than the content tag. So it's never universal. And then how many do I want to show in that little drop down? I want to show only 5. And how many do I want to show here? I only want to show 3. Now, the reason that I did include this in the content helper is that you can always, like I said, copy the URL of the news post and then paste it into the AI content helper, and then say, rewrite this article, or write an informative article about, and then you paste in that URL. So you can still rewrite those articles even though you're not getting the content from their RSS feed. And then you have the autopilot settings. This is a text prompt that is happening in the background that is not a part of the prompt that you're giving it. Do not address the reader and make mention of the time of day this is published. Ensure this post is conversational, engaging, written in a natural tone. And it goes through here and gives some other information. And then you have an API usage. How are your team using the AI Content Helper Pro? And this is good for you if you're a manager to actually go in and see, is this tool being used? I'm paying extra for this every month because it is an extra fee. Is it worth it? And so far this month, in the month of January, I've had 40 content generations. I've generated 381 images. Of those, I have saved 63, and I've set 23 of those as featured images, and I've done 5 RSS rewrites. And then down here, it gives you an idea of who is actually using the tool at your location. So it gives you some insight into whether the AI Content Helper is worth it at your organization. All right. And as I said, AI Content Helper Pro is an additional fee. All of the AI content generation comes as a price to us. So we just pass that on to you, basically what it is. And so, but again, that extra fee is giving you the capability of not having to get a ChatGPT and a Midjourney and a Leonardo and all of these other different subscriptions. And it puts it all into one place. And it's letting you experience images that you do not have to edit and optimize and downsize and then re-upload to the website. It is going to save your team so much time in creating content for the station website. We cannot wait to see what you build with this. Now you do have to be a Skyrocket Radio subscriber in order to take advantage of this tool. So you want more information about that? If you haven't subscribed to this or you're not a Skyrocket Radio affiliate yet, please reach out to us at skyrocketradio.com. Click the book a session. We'd love to go through this and actually show it to you in person to let you experience it for yourself. All right. Have any questions about this? Reach out to me, Jim at skyrocketradio.com. Have an awesome day.